Hello, midlifers. It's Maria Allen, your midlife fulfillment coach, and I'm coming to you as usual on Wednesday with some midlife moxie. And I'm hoping that these messages will strengthen that moxie muscle of yours. And the more that you get filled with moxie, the easier it is to chart your course and go along your journey towards your own passion and purpose. Now, today is going to be a little bit longer than usual, but I want you to hang in there with me. I just got done reading a book, again, that's one of my favorites. And this book is called The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. And it's been out there for a while. It's very popular in the self-help genre. So you all may have heard of it before. You all may have read it before. But I wanted to focus on something that was said, that he wrote rather, in the very beginning of the book that I think is just incredible. It just sums up so much with what midlife women are going through in reference to trying to just get over the paralyzing block that we feel when we want to finally go for our passions, go for our pursuits, and how important it is to overcome resistance. So I'm going to be reading to you his words, so stay with me because I really think that it's a message worth hearing. So in The War of Art, in book 1, he talks about resistance, and he mentions that resistance is the destructive force inside human nature that rises when we consider a tough, long-term course of action that might do good for ourselves or others. And that with resistance, it brings with it a rogues gallery of foul players. And he names these foul players self-sabotage, self-deception, self-corruption, and what is commonly referred to as writer's block or writer's paralysis. And I want to read a story that he has in book 1 of The War of Art that I find speaks volumes. He tells a story this way. A woman learns she has cancer with 6 months to live. Within days, she quits her job, resumes the dream of writing Tex-Mex songs she gave up to raise a family, or starts studying classical Greek, or moves to the inner city and devotes herself to tending babies with AIDS. Women's friends think she's crazy. She's never herself been happier. And there's a postscript. The woman's cancer goes into remission. And he asks us, is that what it takes? Do we have to stare death in the face to make us stand up and confront resistance? Does resistance have to cripple and disfigure our lives before we wake up to existence? How many of us have become drunks and drug addicts, developed tumors and neurosis, succumbed to painkillers, gossip, and compulsive cell phone use simply because we don't do that thing that our heart, our inner genius, is calling us to do? Resistance defeats us. He talks about looking in your heart, and there's always a small voice in there telling you, as it's told you 10,000 times before, what your calling is. And it's your calling and yours alone, and you know it. You know it's yours. No one has to tell you that. Resistance is a death sentence when it comes to our passion and our purpose, but we can win. And we can win by pushing through it when we feel it. When we hear those negative thoughts in our head trying to convince us that we're not good enough, we can't do it, we're too old, we don't have what it takes, you got to do it anyway. You have to push through the resistance. It's the only way to win. And in the end, your desires are always stronger than the resistance. The resistance might be screaming louder, but your desires will always win if you just stick with them and push through and just take action step by step and pursue your passions and purpose and just go along that journey. Your desires will win. So it's a little different from what I do on a Wednesday, but I just thought that it encompassed so much of midlife mastery, what the philosophy is to master midlife and live on your own terms. So something different. So leave a message in the Facebook group if you enjoyed it and if you'd like some more clips and readings from other inspirational books that deal with what we're going through in midlife, and I'll continue and stick them in there every once in a while. And as usual, if you find that you're having a hard time serving yourself after serving others for so long, and you're having a hard time giving yourself permission without feeling guilt that you're asking for too much and that you should be grateful for what you have, and you can't get beyond that roadblock, I want you to reach out and schedule a complimentary 45-minute session with me, and we'll chat. And we'll see what's going on, see what that resistance is, and see how we can move beyond it. So midlifers, I want you to enjoy your week. I want you to use this as part of your Moxie arsenal, and I want you to take care. And if you get a chance, read the book. It's worth the read. All right, bye-bye.